Hey guys, happy Monday. We are just going to wait for a couple of people to hop on. Find my pen. Hey Kim. Hey guys. Oh wait, when you are hopping on, go ahead and drop down. Let me know when, I'm just kidding, not when, where you're watching from, and we will get started. Hey Julie. Hey. Oh wait, I'm excited. This is definitely something that, I don't know, I've just thought about a lot, and it's been in my heart a lot lately, and I'm pretty excited to get started. So go ahead and grab a pen and paper. I always love when you say your city, Kissimmee. Like, that's just a funny city to say like that, I guess. Hey, Becca. Oh, wait. So I'm just going to give you 3 prompts like we normally do. You're going to write down your answers either on a piece of paper or a notebook or wherever you write your answers. I am a little sad. I have just a couple days left in this journal, and then I'm switching over to a new one. Hey, Kat. Hey, Lexi. So the first thing I want you to write down is I want you to write down just a list of your strengths. So strengths, a list of things that you love about yourself. Now, these could be physical qualities, but I want you to dig deep and not just write physical qualities. Like, what are some of your strengths? Hey, Edith. Hey, Mary. Hi, Janelle. Okay, so go ahead and write them down. You're welcome to share a few in the comments. I will share a few of mine with you because I actually did this journaling session just a few minutes ago because I wanted to be able to hop on and do it with you. So, a few of my strengths, one of them is I'm a strong leader, and that's something that I've put a lot of time and money and effort into becoming. It definitely was not natural to me. I naturally am very aggressive, like I have that leader tendency, but naturally I don't have a lot of empathy or very high character. Like, those are all things I had to learn. I'm a good teacher. That is something that came naturally. Teaching is something I love, and I just naturally have the ability to take an idea and like convey the knowledge to somebody else and make them understand it. So that's something that I've always enjoyed. I'm very driven, I'm organized, and I'm a dreamer. Those are a few. So feel free to drop yours down in the comments. When you're done with your list, drop me down to 1. This is going to be a shorter journaling Zoom, but it is definitely something that I just felt really, really needed to be talked about. Hence the title, Stop Being Selfish. Like, don't worry, I will tie that all in. You'll understand exactly why it is titled that. But when you're done, drop me down to 1. That's okay. I get it. Wi-Fi is something that, one of those things you can't live with, you can't live without. Like, Wi-Fi kind of sucks. So write down a list of your strengths. All right, we got several people done here. That is awesome. And guys, you can always go back and do this. Like, you can elaborate on this later. Second thing I want you to write down is, how do you consistently show yourself love? Like, what are some things that you do daily and weekly to show yourself love? And again, drop them down, guys. We could all use ideas of how to show self-love to ourselves. Compassionate, great cook, loyal friend. Girl, great cook is not on mine for sure. And being a loyal friend is good. It is hard to find loyal friends nowadays. So, second thing is write down, what do you do to consistently show love to yourself? Quality nutrition. That is definitely one, guys. If you love yourself, you're not eating pizza and Pop-Tarts 24/7. Now, I'm not saying you're not ever indulging. I think we all do. But you do strive to put good nutrition into your body. The first one is writing down a list of your strengths. So consistently show yourself love. Bubble baths, bath salts, bath bombs, all those things come to my mind. Exercising regularly, journaling time, quiet time, reading time. Like those are all ways that I consistently show myself love. And guys, if you're having a hard time thinking of things, make sure you stay until the end, because this is going to be more beneficial to you than it is to anybody else. Hey, Tammy. So when you're done with number 2, guys, drop me a 2 down in the comments. So just to recap, number 1 is write down a list of your strengths. Number 2 is write down a list of ways. A list of ways that you consistently show yourself love. And when you're done with both of those, drop me down a 2 in the comments. Guys, this is always on replay, so that is perfectly fine if you've got to get off and watch the replay later. Loyal, faithful, good wife. Those are good. Okay, so third thing I want you to do, we're going to dream a little bit. And this is something that is critical for self-love. It's something that not a lot of people have the ability to do because they've never been taught. And I find, especially in the Christian realm, and especially with women, dreaming is not a huge thing that we teach each other. And it's not a huge thing that we're taught to teach or taught to do. So this is definitely something you show love by hopping onto journaling sessions. That is a good thing to do. So self-love and teaching ourselves to dream is definitely something we need to teach our daughters more. We need to teach our kids in general more, but specifically our daughters. Again, just as women, a lot of time, especially in the Christian circles, your dream basically goes as far as being a wife and a mom, and that's it. Now, I'm not speaking ill at all of those two things. I think it's amazing to be able to be a full-time wife and a full-time mom. And that's something that I was one of my goals, and I hit it. I was able to become a paid stay-at-home mom, which is pretty dang awesome. However, there was a time in my life when I looked down on anyone who just wanted to be a wife and a mom. So, because I had the backwards side of it. But I know people who, outside of being a wife and a mom, they don't know how to dream for themselves. Like, when those kids are gone, their whole world is going to be gone. Their whole world are their kids. And that's definitely not a good thing. The Bible teaches us that is not what our world is supposed to be wrapped up in. I know people who, outside of their husbands, they have no dream. Now, the Bible is very specific that says our focus should be either on it should be on God, or should be on God and our husband. Meaning, if you don't have a husband, obviously you're focused on God. Adult interaction is awesome. We're all stuck at home right now, so these Zooms are good for that, or these lives are good for that too. But God forbid your husband dies. Now, I know we don't like to think about it, but we are not guaranteed another day with our spouse. If your husband dies and your kids move out tomorrow, are you going to have any sense of self? Or is your whole world your husband and your kids, and you don't take care of yourself at all? Again, I know it's not something we talk about, but it is a very real reality. And one day, we're going to be without our kids. One day, we're probably going to be without our husband and without our kids, because statistically speaking, women live longer than men. So just think about that. In 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, whatever, what are you going to have left? Because you're probably going to have some time that you are going to be alone with God. Yep, exactly. So I'm going to give you a few categories. Just write them down. We're not going to do anything else with them right now. Just write them down. So I will speak slowly enough, hopefully. And I'll go through them twice just to make sure. So I want you to write down spiritual life, business or job, whichever one you have. And by the way, if you don't have a business and you don't work a job, like maybe your job is being a stay-at-home mom, that's fine. Write down stay-at-home mom, occupation, whatever. Like, that is your job. Number 3, I want you to write down personal development. Number 4, I want you to write down self-care. Number 5, I want you to write down your marriage, if you have one. I do realize I have a lot of college ladies on here, so you can just skip that one. If you have a boyfriend, you're welcome to write down relationship, but obviously you don't have a marriage. Number 6 is your home. 1 was your spiritual life. 2 was either your business or your job. Number 7 is being a mom. So whatever your hat is being a mom. Again, if you don't have kids, you can just skip that one. Number 8 is being a friend. Number 9 is being a teacher or an inspirer. And we'll hit on that in just a few minutes. And that applies to most everybody. Number 10 is going to be lifestyle. And that literally is going to your health. Number 11 is going to be leader. And again, that applies to most everyone on here, whether you are a Sunday school teacher or you are a worship leader. Even just as a mom, you are a leader to those kids, a leader to that part of your family. If you're in this business with us, you're obviously a leader. And number 12, you're going to write dreamer. So I'm going to go through these one more time, elaborate a little bit on them. We're not going to do anything with this list. What I want you to do after you're done with this live, because this again is going to be a short one on purpose, go get a candle, something to drink, make yourself a cozy little area for about 30 minutes. And I want you to go through each of those 12 things and write down 1 or 2 sentences or a list, however you write things down. If my life was perfect in this area, what would that look like? So if your life was perfect, so I'm speaking for myself right now. If I had a perfect spiritual life, that would look like me being able to sit down and do 2 hours a day of journaling and devotions. Meaning journaling, reading my Bible, writing notes, whatever. 2 hours a day. Now, most days I don't get that. I do strive to get that, and there are some days like today I was able to get that in, but that is not an everyday thing. I would love it to be an everyday thing. 2 would be business or job. What would your job or what would your business look like in a perfect world? 3 would be personal development. Again, if you had the perfect self-development going on, what would that look like? For me, it would be an hour of uninterrupted reading time every single day, sitting out on my back deck looking over the ocean. Okay, I'm talking get detailed. 4 would be self-care. If your self-care routine was perfect, like you could dream it of whatever you wanted. If you want a maid, get you a maid. If you are not a maid, I guess that's not personal care. If you wanted a personal chef, get you a personal chef. You want to get manis and petties every week, get manis and petties every week. If you want a weekly masseuse to come to your house, what does it look like for you? Dream big with this, guys. 5 is your marriage. If you had a perfect marriage, what would it look like? 6 is your home. If you had a perfect home, what would it look like? What would it sound like? What would it feel like? What would it smell like? If you had the perfect, if you were the perfect mom, what does that mean to you? If you were the perfect friend, what does that mean to you? And then with friends, I would get specific. Write down 3 people that you are friends with that you want to focus on that relationship. If you were the perfect teacher or inspirer, what would that look like? So again, you can apply that to your area however you want to. For me, I'm a homeschool mom, so clearly I'm a teacher in that aspect. So in that part of my life, if it was perfect, what would it look like? 10 would be lifestyle. So that would be like exercise and basically your overall health and fitness. If that was perfect to you, what does that look like? Do you have a goal weight? Do you have a competition you want to compete in? Do you have a certain amount of hours you want to put in at the gym every week? What does it look like for you? We're all different. It's all going to look different for all of us. If you were the perfect leader, what would that look like? If it was the best that it possibly could be, what would that mean to you? For me, I know what it would mean to me. It would mean that I would have dozens and dozens and dozens of women that were out working a corporate job that are now paid stay-at-home moms because I helped them get there. And guys, we're getting there. Like, our team is popping people left and right of being able to replace their full-time income. And it's so amazing. But I'm dreaming bigger, and I want more for my team. I want more for the people that trusted me to jump into this advertising gig and pay their bills with Facebook. Like, that's crazy. It's just crazy, and we love it. And 12 is dreamer. So for me, that looks like being a best-selling author. I told you guys I'm working on a devotional. I'm excited about this devotional. It's going to be a lot of these journaling lives that I do with you, compressed into a book with a journaling section, and just being able to dream out loud, and specifically for moms, specifically for Christian moms, specifically to show you that you are worth more than what you give yourself credit for. So this whole thing came about, and you're welcome to watch the replay. Like I said, these are always posted. So what this came about were a couple things. So most of you guys know every year I go to Florida on a vacation with friends. Now, sometimes I take my husband with me and we turn it into like a couple's vacation. This last year I just went with some girlfriends. It was awesome. What's a good idea, Janelle? I think I missed that. The devotional. Just kidding. Thanks. So when I went, and I do this every single year, I go for a week and I just need to rejuvenate myself. Okay. So this year was this is the second year that we have been homeschooling, and it's time to go on this trip. So last year I packed up all her school stuff, dropped it off at the babysitter with her. Like, she had an outline of everything to do. She also homeschooled her kids. She knows exactly what to do. And she homeschooled her for the week. So this year we did the same thing, a different friend, but someone who's more than capable to teach her for the week. She did an amazing job. Like, I got her back and she had all of her work done. Like, she enjoyed it. It was fun. But I posted a post about how I was having mixed feelings and mom guilt, because we all do. It doesn't matter if you know what's right and what's wrong. It doesn't matter if you know you need to get away from your kid. It doesn't matter if you know you need to fill your cup up, because you can't fill their cup up if yours is empty. You still have mom guilt. Guys, I had so many people, Christian people, messaging me and commenting saying that I was being selfish for leaving my daughter for a week. Guys, I spend 24/7 with her. I chose to give up a corporate career that I loved to be a paid stay-at-home mom. Okay, I didn't choose to put my life on hold for my daughter, because that's not healthy. But I did choose to put her first. And I'm not saying if you work an outside job, you're not putting your daughter first or your kids first. I'm saying for me, putting her first, this is what it looked like. And I knew that. God put it in my heart, so I made it happen. But that does not mean that I can not allowed to have me time. It doesn't mean I'm not allowed to love myself. So the Bible gives us clear instruction. And I was reading again in Matthew today. If y'all haven't caught the drift yet, I'm in Matthew. I'll probably be in there for a little while. And the Bible is talking about such clear instruction on how to love others and how to serve others. And I think as Christians, we get so caught up teaching our kids, teaching our daughters how to be servants. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think definitely more kids need to grow up to be teenagers that don't think the world revolves around them. However, I've seen girl after girl become teenagers, become women that they don't know how to love themselves, because their whole life they've been taught, don't be selfish. Always think of others first. Don't do that. It's going to make you look like you're self-centered. Why aren't we teaching our daughters how to love themselves? Why aren't we teaching ourselves how to love ourselves? So I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer it. So comment down in the comments. What is the first command that God gives us? And I messaged a note to myself to read. So comment down in the comments. What is the first command that God gives us? This is not in Matthew, by the way. So the first command that God gives us, it says, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind." So the first command is to love God with every ounce of your being. Right after that, it says, and the second is like unto it, that thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. So the first command is to love God. The second command is to love your neighbor. But it says to love your neighbor as yourself. So let me ask you this. If you loved your neighbor like you loved yourself, would you have a happy neighbor? Most of us wouldn't. If we treated others the way we treated ourselves, if we talked to others the way we talk to ourselves, we would probably have a lot of enemies. How many of you have ever had a spouse or a parent or whatever say, I love you, and in your mind you're thinking, well, you sure don't act like it. Or I don't feel like you love me. And guys, my hand's raised. Like, I think every husband and wife has had this conversation because most of us don't speak each other's love languages, don't really know what that means. I think every one of us, like our spouses do love us and they do mean well. But when they say it, we're like, then why aren't you showing it? We say we love ourselves, but when I told you to write down ways that you consistently show your self-love, it was a struggle for y'all to get more than one or two things on that paper. So my challenge for you tonight, make sure I got all these written out. Yeah. My challenge for you tonight is to start practicing what you preach. Guys, especially in this business, we joke about it. We get paid to do self-development, but we know that's 90% of our job is just making ourselves better and in the process, making other people better. So we preach all the time about self-love and self-care. How many of us are actually practicing it? Guys, I did preach this to myself so hard for so many years. Now, I don't have to preach this to myself. I'm not going to even lie to y'all. I love myself, okay? Like, I'm feeling myself more often than not, put it that way. I don't look in the mirror anymore and like, I hate this, I hate this. No, I look in the mirror and I'm like, dang, my hair look good today. Like, okay, I practice self-love on purpose. Now, being confident and being arrogant are two different things, and that's not for this video. I may do another video on that, so don't get that twisted either, but yes, praying for your neighbors and your enemies is not always easy. We do that too. So I hope you guys got something out of this. I hope this was beneficial. When you're going throughout your day, just remember, yes, love God. Yes, love others. Yes, don't be an arrogant little, you know what. That does not mean don't love yourself. Hey girl, hey. Yeah girl, hey girl, hey. Anyways, bye guys. It's Monday night. Have an awesome rest of your week, and I will talk to you guys later.